How you going? I'm Mixy, and welcome to my Night of the Seven Kingdoms recap and review. Let's just say this up front, spoilers, you have been warned. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is set in the same universe as Game of Thrones, before the events of the first season. I'm not the biggest Game of Thrones fan in the world, but I did enjoy a good portion of the series. I've never read the Hedge Knight books. I don't even know if they're called the Hedge Knight or a Night of the Seven Kingdoms, or if one of them is the subtitle of the other. I just like watching good TV, so hopefully A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is good TV. This is just going to be spoilers, so don't watch it if you haven't seen it. The series opens with a man burying someone next to a tree in the rain. Seems it was his master who died. We get a little montage of the times the master gave his follower a clip over the ear. They use the horses as a way to disguise the fact that our character is talking to himself for exposition purposes. He's choosing where to go from here now that his master is dead. He mentions King's Landing, which isn't a member berry because it would be one of the places someone would go to if they were unsure of their next destination. The biggest city in the kingdom makes perfect sense. He decides that he could use his master's sword to enter a tournament in a nearby town. As the Game of Thrones theme swells, and we cut to him emptying his bowels from behind a tree. Maybe we're not going to be as serious this time around. A little toilet humour goes a long way. On his way to the tournament, he stops at an inn and meets a young bald-headed stable boy. He shows the young lad that he's not to be disrespected by offering the choice of money for doing a good job or a clip over the ear if he doesn't. Kinda like his old master, but with the option for receiving praise instead of just punishment. The innkeeper says her son shot down some ducks, so he must be a good shot with a bow or a sling. Better sign the lad up. He's heading to Ashford. I've not heard that name mentioned before, must be a smaller city. The local drunk wakes up to threaten our hero, saying that he's dreamt of him. As long as you only do the things you do in your dreams, we can keep this show family friendly. The innkeeper tells him not to worry about the drunk. Must happen all the time. Exiting the inn to check on the horses, we find the young stable boy has put on armour and got on top of Thunder, the warhorse, and is playing at war. He's got a lot of cheek about him, this innkeeper's lad. Sounds like he's begging for that clip over the ear. Oh, the lad says he wants to be taken along to the tournament. But when he asked if his mother would be upset, he claims that she's dead. So maybe he's not the innkeeper's son. Where is he? He's got that deadly aim. The lad offers to squire for our knight, but he doesn't need one. He's off to Ashford for the tournament. As he signs up for the tournament, we get his name, Sir Dunk. Finally! He was the squire of Sir Arlen of Pennytree. And he claims that he was knighted before he died. I don't know if that's true. We get a flashback of young Dunk asking Sir Arlen, but he just dismisses the notion. So a knight can knight a knight. It doesn't have to be a king. That's easy. So Dunk has to get a knight to verify his identity. This guy is foul, hacking and spitting all the time. Reminds me of me. So if you lose in the tournament, you lose your gear and horse to the winner, and then must buy it back. But Dunk has no money. I guess he could sell his horses. Does he have armour? Dunk goes to get verification, but the knight he knows is asleep after having a sleepover with some young lasses. He'll have to come back at night to see the knight. Dunk runs into Sir Stephen Fossaway, King of the Apples. He's training with his cousin and Squire Raymond. They love their apple puns. Ripeness, rotten to the core, knock the seeds out of him. It's very appealing. More man ass, just what the doctor ordered. Dunk is cleaning up in the river because he doesn't like being among the rude people of the city. Finally, we get to see some boobies. Dunk heads back to see Sir Manfred for validation, and they're busy again, this time with gout. But they're laying some bird out like it's a funeral, and we get to take a squiz at a Norgs. They cover up, but it's too late, I've seen it all. Dunk stops to watch a puppet show and takes a fancy to the bird performing. Raymond Fossaway, young squire of the orchard, approaches Dunk to apologise for trying to goad him into sparring with his cousin. Apparently, Sir Stephen likes to go hard in the sparring so that the potential opponent will be injured for the main event. Cheeky bugger. Raymond invites Dunk into the tent of the Baratheons. I recognised that stag before you even told me. Which Baratheon? I don't know. It's Lionel Baratheon, and he's played by that guy who was the brother in The Gentleman. I stopped watching that show altogether due to that character. I can't believe that smart characters will keep involving him in their plans. But anyway, I digest. He talks about their ancestors waving around their large sticks and having gay fun. Well, good luck to them, I say. While everyone is dancing after dinner, Dunk gets called over to talk to Lionel. Lionel wants to know what Dunk brought him to curry his favour, but Dunk has nothing. When asked why he's in his tent, Dunk replies with, "Supper." Next, we waste about 3 minutes of a 30-minute show with some dancing. I guess you could say it puts him in Lionel's good books, but I hate dancing, so this can't end soon enough. Unless they were doing the robot or the Robo Boogie, well, they become besties and Dunk even gets to wear the sweet antlered crown. Or is it a circlet? Of Lionel Baratheon. I like that when Dunk asks Sir Lionel for advice, Sir Lionel states that he doesn't know. That feels realistic, and at least he's being honest with him. Dunk attempts to beg for recognition from one of the nobles just as he's about to head off with 2 saucy minxes. Probably not the best time to ask for a favour. He gets shot down in flames. Dunk heads back to camp, and who should be there but the little boy from the inn. So this kid's name is Egg. He's from King's Landing. He knows all the good knights, and he wants to be Sir Duncan the Tall's squire. Dunk agrees to let him squire for him during the tournament, but after that he'll have to think about it. Egg seems happy with that arrangement. Egg sees a shooting star and says that it brings luck to those who see it. But all the other knights won't be seeing it because they're sleeping in tents. So Dunk asks if the luck belongs to them alone. Sleeping rough does have its benefits. And there we have it, the end of episode 1 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. As I've said before, it's difficult to rate the first episode as it has to set up the world and the characters. This episode was pretty good. I like Dunk. He seems to have a good heart and wants to do his best. Raymond seems like a cool dude, and Egg, well, he seems like he really wants to be a squire, so he's in the right spot. He seems to be hardworking and smart, which is a bonus. You can see that they spent a lot of money on this. All of the sets and costumes are great, the props look good too. I like the penny and the hilt of the sword. Gives it a history, unlike just having a lump of steel. I don't know what the deal was with the drunk in the inn, and I'm a bit suspicious of that guy who was organising the tournament. I liked Lionel Baratheon despite the presence of that actor putting a bad taste in my mouth, but I can't hold it against him for playing a role. I'd end up like those nutters who harassed the actor who played Joffrey. All up, I'm giving A Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode 1 a 7 out of 10. I ummed and ahed about that for longer than I'd like to admit, because the episode is so short. I felt like I would like a little more to sink my teeth into, but what was there was enjoyable. It feels like a bit of an odd mix of a child's fairy tale mixed with some adult humour, but also childish humour at the same time. It's a little confusing, but I want to see how Sir Dunk goes at the tournament, and if he'll make Egg his permanent squire. So we're off to a good start with an interesting setting and characters that I would like to see more of. Episode 2 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming soon. I look forward to it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.